When the music comes on, I say in my head, "You better rock this, Desmond." Wait, I can do a better tongue pop. That's better. Hi, I'm Desmond Amazing. I'm 11 years old now. I'm a drag kid that lives in New York City. I've been doing drag since I was 2 years old.
You really have to wonder why CNBC is actually promoting this on their Twitter. And it's also very interesting that this kid has or said in the clip I just showed that he has been doing this since he was 2 years old. A child usually doesn't know what the world is like and what is normal, what isn't normal. The parents are supposed to guide the child, to teach the child what the world is like. But in these clips, which we're gonna see, we're only gonna see the mother, and we're just gonna see her encouraging basically degeneracy with this Desmond is amazing. And she's been doing this. I don't know if where the father is, but basically encouraging this since the child was 2 years old. That is really freaking. I can't even describe what I'm supposed to say here. It's sad to see that a child is being, I would say, psychologically abused like this.
My mom turned on RuPaul's Drag Race, and that inspired me to start using her blankets, towels, etc.
Lily, what do you have on?
Just making myself look like a drag queen, but one that only had blankets and towels.
You have to wonder while watching any of this footage, where are the adults? Where are any? Where the child services? Where's any responsible adult? Just doing anything about this. You have CNBC, a media network, who's supposed to be ethical and not glorify this, but is actually doing so by just promoting drag kids. I can't believe I'm saying this, but actually promoting drag kids and the lifestyle. And we don't even know if that child is being molested or being raped or whatever, and no one is doing anything about it. All I can do, because I live halfway across the world, is actually shine a light on this, and perhaps someone near the child is willing to do something. But this is just so disgusting to see.
You are the future of America.
When Desmond was 6 years old, he got like an Elsa costume from Frozen. After that, all he wanted to wear was dresses and skirt.
Ah, Jesus, not even.
I can help you. Want me to help make it a little even?
No, it's impossible.
It's not impossible. May I help you?
Yeah.
We didn't know if this was a phase. We know that kids always dress up, but he was taking it to a level we were unsure of. So we went to a therapist. He said, well, just kind of let him do his thing and let him develop naturally and see where that goes.
Should I do pink?
But what you didn't say is, what I will assume as well, is this therapist didn't say, oh, encourage this, indoctrinate your child to be a drag queen kid, basically, and they'll become a poster child of drag, and promote this child and just indoctrinate. Oh, this is also supposed to be how things are, and you're putting it on blast on media and everywhere. In 10 years, this child is probably gonna regret any of this being public, and the mother is basically just excusing herself by taking responsibility, because the therapist said things should develop naturally. This is naturally. This is abuse, and nothing of this has happened naturally, because you're putting ideas in this child's head, and instead of letting this child just have this phase and do things naturally and do natural stuff when they're being a child, you're putting this child on CNBC and other outlets, and in festivals and marches, and you're not going to be able to erase that for this child in the future. What the hell are you doing as a mother? You're one of the worst mothers I've ever seen. Of course, there are mothers who are actually physically abuse and kill their children, but just as a standard of a mother is not very high with this woman.
Are you ready for a little bit of entertainment?
I love performing because I can show people that kids can do drag.
I realize that Desmond is just a child, and like dressing up and things like that is totally okay for a child to do, but drag kids on show in public, being filmed in a way like this has been handled, is not normal and not okay in my opinion.
I just don't do drag. I also fight for my rights. Being able to not be made fun of or being able not to be stared at.
You see, those aren't rights. This is why I think confirms that Desmond is being indoctrinated by his mother or his father or parents, whatever is around him, because there is no right for people to not being able to say whatever they want or do or like staring or giving looks. That is not a right, and children under 18 basically don't have a right because the parents are supposed to look after them. So these are simple things that a child is supposed to learn from parents, but apparently is not in this instance, and it's sad to see.
What I'm most proud of all the things that Desmond's done, is just his continued support of the youth and of other drag kids and of the LGBTQ community.
I would say to people that they should be themselves always, no matter what anyone says, and pay the haters no mind, because they're not as fierce as you and I.
So his mother is actually admitting to you that you're making this child an activist. And what I also find very interesting is you can't just say you're supposed to be yourself always, because a human being is flawed, and to just ignore and not improve yourself. And what this child, I don't even think that this child knows what a supposed hater is, because the tweets I think most are sending to this child's Twitter is basically aimed at the mom, and to ignore the critique of something like that, just improve. You can't improve as a human being if you don't heed them or take them inwards and see, maybe I can improve myself. Maybe there's some truth in what they're saying. If people comment on my videos, or comment, or a friend gives a comment and critique of something I did or something I said or any a way I behaved, I will take heed and is there some truth in into it's introspection, it's thinking, it's to be reflective and self-awareness. But this is just a child, and you're not even doing these simple life lessons. They're simple to learn, but they're also something you do your whole life if you're not some kind of mindless drone, an NPC just droning on. So let's continue with the video.
A lot of kids, and it's just normal for kids to be very self-centered at that age, and everything is just their world, whereas he stepped out of his world to care about what other people are doing, and I'm really proud that he does that.
Again, it's the mother projecting stuff on the child, and you're supposed to teach children not to be self-centered, but you're basically giving this child so much attention that I think Desmond is gonna be very self-centered in the future. I'm not a psychologist, but looking from the outside in, it does look that way.
My mom makes all my costumes, and she is just the most important person in my entire life. She takes care of the haters on my social media.
I always go on his social media several times a day and kind of remove the hate comments so that he can go on there and interact with his fans.
There was also some really interesting comments. So where is the dad? And there are probably a lot of similar comments basically being directed at his mom. But why does this child have a social media account? Like, why? Aren't you... this child is way too young to have a social media account. It goes again. This mother is projecting all her attention or want for attention onto this child.
I just pay them no mind.
I don't really interact with the hate. But I mean, if I was to say anything, I think it's really cruel when adults attack a child, when they make up their own narrative. A lot of people want to say that Desmond is trans. He's not trans. People like to say that we forced him to do this or we're sexualizing him. But again, that's their narrative. And I think it's kind of creepy too when these people say we're sexualizing him, because if you look at Desmond and the first thing that you think of is sex, there's obviously an issue there with you, not us.
Again, pointing the finger at everyone else but yourself. This is your responsibility, goddammit. This is your goddamn responsibility that this child is doing drag publicly and in media, on television, on networks, and in gay bars in the middle of the night, being basically stripping. What the hell? And you dare to point at everyone else and then give everyone else the blame. That is freaking rich. Drag is inherently sexual. That is what it's supposed to be. And you're injecting the child into this culture and then pointing at everyone else. Oh, you're the people sexualizing it. You put this child into a gay bar and basically let this child strip in front of gay men. What the hell is wrong with you?
A lot of kids do football after school or dance after school, so for him, it's just an after-school activity. He doesn't make a lot of money at what he does because photo shoots and interviews don't really pay. A lot of times modeling doesn't pay. But occasionally he'll get a paid assignment, and then that money goes into a trust account for him. So he's able to have a good start when he turns 18 and he can continue a career.
You really think that this child is gonna have a career at 18? Really? And I wonder what kind of paid assignments this child is getting, dressing in drag in front of gay men and being propped around like some sort of... This is just sick. And this mother is parading this child around like, oh my god, this is just so sick. And people should condemn this and be more aware of what Desmond is being exposed to. This is just so sick to see this. So I'm gonna be calm about this because I'm really getting angry at this mother letting this child be exposed into the environments that this child is being currently exposed to. It's sickening.
So he's going to be very successful, I think. This summer, we've just been taking things a little bit slower. He's been going to the park a lot, riding his scooter. He was up late last night, though, watching YouTube, and I didn't know about this, so he's a little tired today.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, but
I'm still gonna go on all the rides.
we keep it, we make sure that he has that balance, and you know, he has the chance to be what people like to call a normal kid and do normal kid stuff.
So you're admitting that you can't even watch over your child going to bed, so you're going to bed before the child does, and you're actually claiming that what Desmond is doing is normal kid stuff. That is, wow, just amazing.
Best mom.
All right.
In 5 years, I want to be exactly what I am right now, LGBTQ activist, a role model for a lot of people, and an inspiration, and a drag teen.
I hope in 5 years that you turn into a normal kid and stop being propped up by the LGBTQ community as some sort of a sex symbol, which is something I would claim Desmond is at the moment, and I would really hate to see this kid to be the same in 5 years, and I doubt a child even knows what 5 years is. That would be half his life. I think he's 11 or something like that, 10 or 11. So I really hope that this child is gonna be something different, and hopefully tries to erase his past. But looking at his mother, I really doubt that. I cut some clips here and there from the video because I thought they were less relevant to what I was going to comment on. So, and to make the video a little bit shorter, but you can look at the entire video. I'm gonna put the description. The video in the description if you really want to see the entire thing unedited. Anyways, I hope this child doesn't go into the depression or turn suicidal in a few years because of this. I hope everything goes well for this child, and screw the parents and everyone around him, and especially CNBC to sponsor and show this degeneracy. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.